Hey everyone. Uh, First, I guess I gotta say, Cubs win after 108 years, right? It's pretty amazing. Theo Epstein, formerly of the Red Sox, somehow pulls it off again. Pretty fantastic, being down 3-1. So, what a great game last night. Anyways, last Sunday we talked about authentic community being messy, and we intertwined it with the idea of time being our greatest resource because we're in a series called Simple Life. And sometimes we get so busy in life that we forget what's really important to us. And I wanted us to think about community because I want us to think about this idea of the Acts 2 church where they came together for teaching. They came together what's called a common life, where they shared all the different things that they had together, for prayer and the breaking of bread. And the breaking of bread kind of symbolizes this idea of always remembering, put Christ in the center of all that we do. And when we think about church, we talked about different facets of community. One is starts with the church family itself, the local expression of those at Stone Coast Community Church. And we want to take care of those folks and their needs and help them grow as disciples. But then it goes to the communities that we live in, and how can we as individuals be impacting those around us and using our gifts and our passions and the love that we have for Christ to love our neighbors. And then we talked about loving people from different ethnicities, of people of color, just so this idea of extending beyond ourselves. And I thought that would be something that would be difficult for a lot of us, but we're called to it. And so when I talked about time, when we talk about simplify our lives, how can we have authentic community if we're running, and we really don't make time to be intentional to impact other people's lives? And so I wanted to just really encourage us to grab hold of today, and I talked about, like, my motto is, one of them is one life, live it. And I made an emotional plea to us because I really want us to get this. And I want us to understand that, we're not promised tomorrow. And if you want to make a change, you want to make a difference in the world, you've got to grab hold of it now. And too many times we put it off till tomorrow, as if, like, I'll get to it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes. And I shared my personal story about when I was paralyzed from Guillain-Barré syndrome, when I was 13 going on 14, and how my world was completely turned upside down because one day I was healthy, athletic, playing sports, and then the next day literally woke up and couldn't walk. And 5 o'clock that night I was brought to the hospital, was fully paralyzed on a respirator, and that changed my life. But I want us to know that you don't have to go through that traumatic experience in order to understand the urgency of what God puts in front of us. Jesus was demonstrating a new way of life, a new kingdom, and he was looking for people that were passionate. He was looking for people that said, when I wake up, I want to make a difference with my life. And that's what this is about. In Psalm 90, one of my life verses, talks about, teach us to number our days aright, O Lord, that we might gain a heart of wisdom. And to me, what that scripture tells us is that, we don't know how long we have. So why don't we take advantage of it while we have it? Today is a gift. And how are we going to impact someone else's life today? What change am I going to make today? And we talked about, if your marriage is struggling right now, and what are the things you've been doing to make it go in the wrong direction? Fix it. Try something else. What's the one thing you can do today that will make it go in the right direction? Make a decision. That's what we talked about. We're not a victim. We're not making excuses. Make a decision today. And if you make that one decision today, then tomorrow you make the next decision. And you keep making your marriage great because you stopped doing what wasn't working and you started doing what is working. If it's your finances, you want more financial freedom, what decision do you need to make today in order to find that financial freedom? And whatever area of your life is, as a disciple of Jesus Christ, you want to be more patient, you want to be kind, you want to be filled with more compassion, more love, whatever that might be, figure it out. What does it look like for you to take advantage of this thing called life? And then I shared a story from the scriptures I found completely fascinating. I think it's found in John 5, and it talks about an invalid who'd been an invalid for 38 years. And for 38 years, he'd been brought to this place called the Pool of Bethesda, which was known back in the day both by pagans and by the Jews to have healing powers, and that, once a day or something like that, the waters would be stirred, and the first one in would be healed. Jesus goes up to this invalid after 38 years, and he asks him, "Do you want to get well?" And I said to the church, I said, that's a crazy question, or it's a dumb question, right? If you think about it, it's like, how could anyone who'd been paralyzed or an invalid for 38 years not want to get well? But you'd be amazed, because the next verse, the invalid responds with an excuse. I've been out here all this time, and my gosh, everyone always beats me to it, and I can never get in. And he doesn't say, "Yes, I want to get well." And it poses the question to us, and I want you to hear this. Do you want to get well? Do you want to make a change? How long have you been saying, "I want to do this, this, or this," and you still haven't done it? We all fall into that boat at some point. But when is enough enough? And if Jesus came to you today and said, "Do you want to get well?" what would be your answer? Would we come to the table and say, "This is why, this is my excuse. I'm a victim. My past is too great. I can't do it because of what I've been told"? Or would we go, "Yes, of course I want to get well. And here are the ways that I want to do it, and I'm going to do it today. It starts today, and I'm going to take a step, and this is what it's about, because I want to start living life to the fullest, here and now, and I want to make an impact. I want to leave an imprint with this life that I live. I want to make a difference in this world for Jesus Christ. And by the love that I have inside of me, if I give it out to others, I can be guaranteed that I'm making a difference in someone's life. So let's team up and let's do it today, together, because we're better together. God bless you. See you Sunday. Can't wait to see you.